Hey everyone, and thank you for watching. And today's video I'm excited to do because it is going to be a different style video than I've ever done on my channel. I am going to be reimagining what the new Tarte Maneater After Dark eyeshadow palette could be. So I've seen these videos all around YouTube, but for many years, where people that are super creative and talented take eyeshadow palette releases and then just kind of reimagine them or reinvent them into what they think would be a really good palette. And I wanted to attempt to try something like this today. A lot of people have been buzzing about the Tarte Maneater After Dark that just released. It's a beautiful fall palette, but it's a little bit on the larger scale for me. I'm someone who likes a little bit more smaller eyeshadow palettes. And now that I have a graphic designer on my team, she was like, wait, I can do that. When I mentioned wanting to do a video like this, she was like, I can redo the palette for you. So that is what we are doing today. If you want to see my reimagined visual for the Tarte Maneater After Dark palette, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, welcome. So if you're new to my channel, I always start with an outfit of the day. It's something I've been doing for a little bit over a year now. I'm just back from the gym, so I just have on a full Target outfit. Full Target outfit today. These shorts are so comfortable. I have them in pink and in gray. And then these little crop tops, I actually had a pink one on earlier, but I just finished filming this eye look, so I thought the green one matched it a little bit more. And it's 113 degrees in Las Vegas. I'm filming this in September, and I know I live in the desert, but it is very hot. Everyone's talking about fall and pumpkin spice lattes and their boots and their leaves, and I'm like, I don't have my air conditioning on right now, and I'm really regretting that I can't film with that on because it's so loud. But like I said, I finished filming this look. This is actually going to be for my members exclusive video. So I do have memberships here on YouTube, and every single month I do an exclusive video voted on by my members. This month they voted for a palette bingo, and they voted on the Mikayla and Glamlite Pot 2 palette. So this is the look that I came up with today, and this video should be going up over the weekend. So if you are a member, stay tuned for that, or if you're interested in joining the membership. Like I said, I do the exclusive videos, and then I also do a live chat every month, and that also includes a book club, and that is for the members on the second and third tier levels. But I do always link all of my makeup down below. I can list out the clothes to Target as well if you're interested in these, because they're very comfortable. Like I said, I have both of these in multiple colors, so all of that will be listed in my description box. But I am going to scoot over so I can add in some photos here. Like I said, this is my first time doing this video, and I'm kind of nervous about it. And I think if I would have done the palette redesign myself, I probably would have still scrapped this video. But because I have someone on my team that was helping me with it and like put the time and energy and effort into it as well, I'm like, you just got to make this one, Samantha. But I'm just not feeling the most confident because again, something I say quite often on my channel is I don't have the most visual mind. So a lot of times something like even just putting together makeup looks is a little bit more challenging for me. Like today I'm doing this palette bingo, and I pull the 5 shades and I have them swatched, and then I'm just staring at them like, oh boy, I definitely need visuals when it comes to makeup. I look at a lot of makeup photos and makeup tutorials. Obviously, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. So to do something like a palette redesign has me a little bit nervous, of course, but also the ones that I have seen, they really redesigned the whole palettes in these beautiful ways. And for my first one, I wanted to do something where I felt like I would be more comfortable with it, because I'll put a picture of the Tarte Maneater up here. I really like the looks of this palette. So I run a series on my channel every Wednesday called Will I Buy It? I talk about the new makeup releases, and I just give my thoughts on them. And I think that this palette is really quite stunning. Honestly, coming from Tarte, not that I was necessarily surprised by that, but I'm just not I don't have a ton of Tarte in my collection. I think maybe one of the last Tarte eyeshadow palettes I owned was probably like, I don't know, I want to say maybe like the Tartelette in Bloom. I mean, it's been a while. Like I don't have a lot of Tarte overall in my collection. But when I see this, I think that it's beautiful. I think fall. I like that we have like the green and the yellow. I also like that we have mauves. It definitely just, it feels like the right time for this release. But to me, it's just too large. It's just too big. I say this about so many eyeshadow palettes. So this is a 24 pan palette, and it does retail for $52. So what I said in my Will I Buy It video was if this was just a little bit smaller, and then also which would, you know, subsequently knock the price down a little bit, I was like, I think I might actually buy it. But I think a 24 pan palette that has, to me in here, some like repetitive shades or shades that I just didn't feel like were necessary, I was like, I just feel like I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna do a couple looks with it for a video, and then it's just gonna collect dust in my collection. And right now I'm also very focused on not buying as much new makeup and using what's up in my collection. I just did a new chopping block video where I decluttered some more old makeup out of my collection, but I've been doing a lot of videos like 5 looks with 5 old palettes, a full face of my oldest makeup, just different videos like that. So that's also another reason why I was really holding back from buying the Tarte palette, because even though I definitely did a double take with it, I was like thinking realistically, I don't think I'm gonna get as much use out of this palette as I would really like to. But again, I liked the colors in here. So when I was doing the redesign and talking with my designer, I was like, I don't think I really want to change a whole lot of the shadows. I just want to take some out and then rearrange them a little bit, which makes it a little bit better for, again, my mind. So this is what I'm so nervous to do this, but this is my redesigned palette of the Tarte Maneater. Instead of the 24 shades, we have the 16 shades. And again, all of these are shades that are in the original Maneater After Dark. I just took out some of the really light mattes in there, which to me, I love a good light matte moment. When I was doing this palette bingo today, I was kind of stressed because the only mattes I had was a dark green and like a blue purple, and I was like, oh my gosh. But to me, with having Lust and Temptress in there, I feel like those are really nice transition shades if that is something that you are looking for. I know not everyone needs a blending shade and not everyone needs a transition shade. So to have, what was it, like 5 of them from the original palette, I was like, these are just taking up space. Like, let's just get rid of some of those. So I wanted to keep the 2 lighter ones so that we would have those. And then you still have these darker mattes in here that I thought made this palette really fantastic for fall and then even the winter season. You have the oranges with the Mischievous and the Passion. You have the really darker ones in the bottom row, Alluring and Animal Instinct. You can do a lot with those to deepen up a look. You can use those as liners. I've been really into using my eyeshadows as liners recently, so I wanted to leave some of those darker ones in there too. But also I loved having some of those mauves, so I really wanted to keep in Moody in the top row. Quite a few of the shimmers I feel like would work really well. Like Intense is that beautiful pink from the bottom row where I put Sensual and Insatiable. I love those tones, but then we also have a bronzy one with Nightfall and a little bit more of that lighter rose gold with Feelin' Myself. Like, these are shades. Now that I have this as a smaller palette, I'm like, ooh, I want to work over here and I want to work all in. I haven't even talked about the 3rd row yet. Like, I want to do a full look with the 3rd row. I want to do something with these orangey tones and then this bronzy shade up here. My mind, once this was sent to me, was like bang, bang, bang. Then I could create looks in my mind, which again is something that I just struggle with visually. So that's when I got really excited and I felt like I was on a good path, because again, I mean, I could have told like, can we change the yellow to this, or we could have done that, but once I saw it, I actually got really excited for it. And that 3rd row, I wanted to make the yellow and the greens. Those are really what kind of stood out to me in this palette. And you know, it is almost football time. I think this video is going up on Thursday, so I think we have Thursday night football tonight. It's football time. I'm a huge Green Bay Packer fan. The colors are green and yellow. I love wearing green and yellow, green and gold. It's just some of my favorites, so I really wanted to put those all together in a line as a nod to football season coming. But like, Fantasy is so beautiful. I love a good matte yellow. I definitely wanted to keep that one in the palette. And then we have the different golds, where Heated looks a little bit more of like your marigold shimmer, and then Heartbreaker is more of that yellow gold. So I thought all of those would pair really well together. And I think that's every shade in the palette. And looking at this, I feel like there's so much that I can do with it. And I was looking at the prices of the Tarte palettes, and the ones that are the 16 pans look to retail around $42. So if this 16 pan $42 eyeshadow palette was coming out, especially coming out the timing that it did, you know, I know not everyone, you know, I'm in the US, I know not everyone is going into the fall, but sometimes a palette releases and I'm like, oh, this just feels so wrong for the seasons. Like, it feels weird if I purchase it because it's not gonna be what my vibes are right now going into this season personally. This is one to me that I would be like, fall. Like, I don't even like pumpkin spice lattes, and I'd be like, get me a pumpkin spice latte and let me light a pumpkin candle in the background, and then I'm going to do a look with the Tarte Maneater After Dark. That's kind of what I think when I saw this palette. So again, when the design first came through, and that's kind of what I told myself too, if I see the design and I'm like, okay, you know, then we're gonna have to go back and forth and try to decide it more. But the design came and I looked at it and I had that thought of, this look here, this look here, then let's do this look. And it made me excited, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it also kind of made me want to buy the original palette, because I was like, well, I can still do all of those looks with the bigger palette. I just couldn't visually see it beforehand because the 24 pans, it just was too large. I couldn't seem to visualize any looks that way, but just condensing it down a little bit, again, keeping all the original shades. I think Tarte did a fantastic job with this palette. I just wanted to, you know, be selfish, obviously, and just make it a little bit more cohesive to me, but I really like it. So I would love to know, would you purchase this palette? Say it's like the $42 price range. Would you purchase it? And now that I've kind of talked myself into it and I can visually see, should I purchase the Maneater After Dark palette from Tarte? Because I can still get all my looks. So I don't know if this video helped me or hurt me with my desire to not purchase as much makeup, because it kind of talked me into buying the palette a little bit more. So I would love to hear your thoughts. If you like this style of video, definitely let me know. Again, I don't think these are going to be my personal strongest videos, but now that I also have someone that I can work with and bounce ideas off of, who knows, maybe I will take a palette in the future and completely redesign it. That definitely could happen, but I feel like for a first start, for first trying something new, I feel like I made a pretty fun palette that I definitely would get a lot of looks out of. So again, would love to hear your thoughts on this video. I will have the Tarte Maneater After Dark palette linked in the description box if you are interested in picking it up. And if there's any other style of videos that you would like to see from me, of course do let me know. Again, as I'm trying to cut back on the new makeup, I'm just trying to think of other videos that I can be doing as well. And all of your comments and suggestions are really helping out so much. After that though, that is it. If you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.